Hey guys, it's Dr. Casperson coming to you today. I really want to talk to you about this intimacy in MS, but I'm getting bombarded by phone calls in the OR, so I'm just trying to fit it all in. But I have to do my video and talk to my people. So the Multiple Sclerosis Society, if you guys are living with multiple sclerosis or you know somebody with multiple sclerosis, this is going to be backwards because it's Facebook Live, but they have this intimacy with MS, which is amazing. It's a handout they just came out with. They also do a really nice bowel and bladder handout because I think with a lot of neurologic dysfunctions, nobody cares about the bowel and bladder, number one, and then really doesn't care about intimacy and sexuality and relationships. But we are sexual people who have sex lives, and we don't always want that to stop just because we have a new neurologic diagnosis. So very, very well done, intimacy and multiple sclerosis. And intimacy and sexuality decrease for multiple reasons. And this I'm talking about multiple sclerosis today, but this can apply to, number one, relationships in general. Number two, any neurologic diagnosis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, post-stroke, post-motor vehicle accident. Anything that affects the nerves can affect, number one, your ability to get arousal. Number two, the ability to get blood flow down to the genitals. Number three, brain chemicals and brain communication, so decreasing libido. So just nerves and brain function in any neurologic diagnosis is going to affect intimacy. The other thing that changes is your relationship. So there might be more of a dependency caretaker person who needs more taking care of in that relationship, and that will change intimacy, because if you view your role as the caretaker, it's going to change your view of sexual attractiveness and intimacy, and really trying to keep that part of your relationship alive and opening up that communication, because the relationship will change when you're living with multiple sclerosis or other neurologic diagnosis. And this doesn't just apply to women. Men have multiple sclerosis and neurologic diseases as well, and it affects most commonly ejaculation and erections. So certainly women aren't the only ones struggling with sexual dysfunction. The other thing with multiple sclerosis a lot as far as sexuality is fatigue. So fatigue is a big part of people's lives when they live with multiple sclerosis. And if you have fatigue, you don't really A, feel sexy, B, feel like having sex, because it's a workout. It's something your body's doing and your body's already fatigued. So tips for that is to put sexuality in the beginning of your day or after a nap or whenever you have that energy, because if you save it all for the end of the day and your body's already worn out just by the experience of getting through your day, sexuality is going to come last. And preserving sexuality and intimacy in a relationship is incredibly important. And the other thing that's really nice about this book does a really nice job talking about desire is not always important. So a lot of people say, I don't have sex because I don't have desire. But remember, going back to my other videos on reactive versus spontaneous desire, desire is not always necessary to have a meaningful sexual life. If you just say, you know what, sexuality is important to me, I like the experience of it, I can be close, and you don't always need that desire to be like, well, if I don't have A, I can't do B and C. You can still do B and C even though A is not there. It's not a mandatory thing. And a lot of people have reactive desire, which once they get the party started, and see my other videos on reactive desire, but once you get the party started, you're pretty happy that you're at the party. You just didn't have that interest in getting to the party in the first place. So fatigue and then loss of desire are very common things in long-term relationships, neurologic dysfunction, and multiple sclerosis. The other thing that happens with multiple sclerosis or any neurologic dysfunction is a change in your body image. So now my body isn't what it used to be for me. I can't do the things that create the independence or confidence that I used to have, and a change in body image can profoundly affect interest in sex or how you see yourself as a sexual being. And as far as those relationship things, those body image things, sex therapists are incredibly important to bring in to say, is what I'm feeling normal? And how do I work with those feelings to say, maybe that's okay and I still can be a sexual person even though my body is now a different body than it was when I was 20 years old. So role changes, caretaker, caretaking, your body image, fatigue, nerve conductions all play a role in intimacy and sexuality with multiple sclerosis. And this was Intimacy and Multiple Sclerosis 101. I hope it is useful. Normalizing, you're not broken. There are challenges, but you can work with them. Find the right people in your town and be brave to have those conversations with your romantic partners, because through talking about it, you can realize they aren't always absolute barriers to you meeting what your goals are. So I hope this was helpful. Send me a message, let me know what you need to hear, and I'm glad I talked to you today and nobody interrupted me. So I'm going to quick shut this down, run over to the hospital, and finish my day. All right, take care.